Hey everybody, I'm Olivia Wiley, one half of the queer cyberpunk writing team who use the pen name O.E. Tierman, and I'm here to support the Center for Disaster Philanthropy's COVID-19 Response Fund. Support your local charities as they struggle to help communities with these challenging times. Under the shelter of each other, people survive. And on that note, if you're even remotely aware of what's happening in the literary world right now, you've probably seen a big push for more diverse stories. Books with LGBT characters, characters of color, disabled characters, neurodivergent characters, etc. And honestly, this is super exciting for me. My writing partner and I first started writing Aces High, Jokers Wild, the series, before We Need Diverse Books and Own Voices hit the web. Ensuring that the cast reflected the diverse reality of our world had been a priority of ours from the start. As a marginalized author in my own right, I know how life-changing it can be to see yourself represented on the page. I also know how important it is to see characters like yourself going on adventures and changing the world, not just moping about their gender or worrying about coming out. Of course, writing characters that don't share your own experiences can be intimidating, especially when you want to make sure you get it right. So I wanted to share a few of my own tips for writing diverse characters. I'm not necessarily an authority on the subject, so please feel free to leave your own suggestions in the comments or email them to me at oetierman@gmail.com. So, without further ado, O.E. Tierman's tips for writing diverse characters. Step 1. Research, research, research. And I don't just mean hitting the books. Odds are you have friends or ways to reach folks in the communities you want to write about. Talk to them one-on-one if they're willing to help, and ask questions about how they experience life. What are the small things people wouldn't expect? For example, I had to look into how anxiety manifests in different people, not just myself, to ensure that my characters with anxiety weren't all cookie-cutter stereotypes of the disorder. Step 2. When you're talking to people, first ensure that they're willing to help and have the energy. Be respectful of their time, their boundaries, and their sensitive subjects. They're doing you a favor, and being a marginalized person is incredibly difficult, especially in our current socio-political climate. So make sure that you're a positive force, not a negative one in their lives. You're doing this to write good representation and help their community, not to stroke your ego. Don't forget. Step 3. Get beta readers and sensitivity readers from the community you're writing. Again, make sure you get people who have time and desire to help, and that you're respectful. Sometimes you think you'll have something down pat, but a sensitivity reader will point out something that didn't even cross your mind as problematic or misrepresenting a group of people. It can be a shock, but take their comments gracefully and make the changes you need instead of arguing or defending the poor writing choice. Step 4. Make sure your characters are well-rounded and well-written. Being part of a marginalized group is not a personality trait. It affects our worldview, some of our habits and some of our actions, and the way we interact with others, but it isn't the entirety of who we are. For example, in the Aces High, Jokers Wild series, Aiden is a pre-operative trans guy, but he's also a woodcarver, dorky, sincere, a leader, and someone who cares about the people around him. He has interests and experiences outside of being trans. The biggest piece of advice I can make, honestly, is to be open to mistakes and changes. Even throughout the writing process for Aces High, Jokers Wild, which is on its 4th book, my co-writer and I educated each other about our various aspects and our diverse backgrounds. We had moments of calling each other out for incorrect or irresponsible characterization and representation, and I think our product is stronger for it. And of course, we had some fantastic sensitivity and beta readers to help along the way. The world needs more diverse books. Don't let fear get in the way of contributing to that. Write characters from all backgrounds, all sexualities, all gender identities, all abilities, and more. And please let me know when you do, so I can add your book to my shelf. If you'd like to get this kind of hopeful queer cyberpunk on your virtual and physical shelf, my books are available through Amphibian Press at www.aceshighjokerswild.com, on Amazon, and through books2read.com. If you want to see more hopeful queer cyberpunk content, Come hang out with Nonir and me at wildcards1407 on Facebook or at TEARMANN on Twitter. Right now I'm giving away free copies of the audiobook for Book 1. If you want a copy, go to the link on the screen and snag yours. I'm going to be in the live chat if you have any questions from noon to 4 Mountain Standard Time. That's 3 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for supporting this fundraiser. Stay safe, be smart, wash your hands, maintain a safe social distance. Stay home when you can. You may be alone, but we are standing together, and we can beat this thing.